For your Bob O'Connor, and I thank you for allowing me to sit in the I will watch it. Thank you.
Oh, yes. So we have a visual corridor. Yes. Yeah, it's quite tight. I'm sorry. Okay, well, welcome. And so today is the final presentation for the landscape architecture first year master design studio. So everybody worked on Ubrica biomedical industrial city master planning project for almost the entire semester, except the first month or so when we worked on something else. Before we go into the detail, we are continuing our poster competitions. So all the guests, make sure to put your dots on the three top posters that based on whatever criteria you might use. So your favorite posters. So make sure to put your dots, and then we'll give an award toward the end of the session today. Let me just welcome everybody, and we have 15 students. Everybody work in teams of 4, except one team with only 3 members. So you see the posters per team. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 2 posters are the team level master plans, and then the next 3 to 4 posters are individual design details. So just to kind of get you oriented. And so today there is a schedule. You can pick up a copy from the table in the back. So we will spend about, I will give us a few minutes to our client, Dr. Mack, for the introduction. And then we'll start with team by team. Each team will have about 10 minutes to talk about their overall master plan, and then 5 minutes each for individual designs. So depending on the number of individual students in the team, it will be about 30 to 35 minutes of presentation. And then we'll have another 10 to 15 minutes of discussions and question and answers. It's a little short, but we have to kind of squeeze everything in a tight time schedule. So if you can, keep your questions a little concise, and then hold it toward the end of the presentation. And if you have any, burning questions or clarification questions, you can interrupt in the middle of the presentation. But I think it would be the best if you can hold it toward the end of the presentation. So there will be 4 teams going, 1 team at a time. And toward the end, we'll have another 15 minutes of wrap-up discussion. So there are some general things that are relevant to all the teams. You could probably hold until the end. We'll have a general wrap-up discussion. And then toward the end, we'll have a quick ceremony. We're going to be celebrating the best team design, meaning the best master plan, and then the best individual design, only the top one, and then the poster based on the voting results that we have. So that's going to wrap up the session today, and we will end at 4 p.m. Any questions about how things go? Okay, before I hand this over to the students, let me welcome Dr. Victoria.
Thank you so much, Professor Chanam Lee. I want to thank everybody for coming here, and particularly people who came from very far, Michael Karu and Elizabeth there, and I see Dr. Idaka and Chris all the way from the home. Oh, and someone there, from Austin, Texas. Austin, see. So thank you so much for coming, and I want to appreciate all the students and the professors who have made this possible. We gave the teams a task to develop a biomedical industrial city in the heart of Africa where such things don't happen. So it's a very interesting challenge. We want to see what you've done. I know you've been working day and night. We can't wait to see what you have. I won't take much more of your time. We'll have a lot more time to discuss. And I want to say thank you so much for focusing on our project and making this possible for us. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to also have Forrester and VC just to stay welcome. Our department head.
Well, this is impromptu.
Yes.
I just want to welcome many of our guests who are here. And also, I'm excited being your presentation. But at the beginning of the semester, when this project was being introduced, it was like, it was something that was out there. Look at what we have here. So, thank you. And enjoy yourself.
So I think in the audience, students from 601, raise your hand. Okay, so these are the groups who worked really hard for the past couple of months on the project. So they're gonna be presenting today. So you'll get to listen to each of them. And then we have Ubricans, some of us, co-hosts. Okay. We have guests from the College of Architecture from our college, Naomi. Okay. Thank you very much. From Rural Public Health. Okay, welcome. Anyone else I didn't cover? Okay, welcome. I think-
You can cover him.
Yes, we have one over there. Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Kenya.
Kenya?
I'm in college station.
Okay, you're the local Kenyans. Okay, wonderful. You represent the whole group there. Okay. And then, yeah.
Kerrville, Texas.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. All right, so now we kind of know who we're speaking to. So let's welcome our first team. One thing really special for the first team is that they're gonna take a few extra minutes to go over some of the general background for the entire project, so that the following team members don't have to repeat the same things about the overall site inventories and missions, etc. So their presentation will be slightly longer than the other team. Yeah.
Hi everybody. Today we are Team Plus, and my name is Ding Ding. My team members Manasa, Xuexi, and Xinyi. Our team concept is Plus, and next I will introduce our design about this project. First, in the location. Our site is 28 miles away from Nairobi. Here, it's located in Kenya. Mission statement. The mission of the Ubrica One is to propose a self-sustaining medical city, which includes medical campus, research district, residential community, industrial park, recreational district, civic district. So there are some images that illustrate how it will go. And there are some project requirements. First, in medical campus, it's 1,000 acres here, and 500 acres research district, 1,500 acres residential community, and 1,000 acres industrial park. Here's some content about I will introduce. Our concept is plus. First, father plus mother create family. Sunlight plus rainfall create flower. People plus time create culture. So plus means you and me can make more possibilities. And in our design, plus means connection. Connection, human and nature. Plus is share. A medical city we share to the whole Kenya people. Plus is heal. Heal is initial of four words, which is human, economy, animal, and living environment. And these are four major aspects that we need to pay attention in our design. There is a existing travel line from Nairobi to Lake Naivasha. So we want throwing our medical city to propose a new travel line to attract people from Nairobi, throwing our medical city towards to the Lake Naivasha. Our design have a connection. Mountain Suswa and Mountain Lognot have some spiritual connections because we're located in the center of these two mountains. And another connect zooming is we propose a central grid corridor that throwing our whole medical city that will connect the different districts in our design. And along our central grid corridor, we have a lot of public space that shared by whole district. These are four major aspects that we need to consider in our design. Next, in research, we in this chart we can see storms play a really big role in precipitation. So water management facility is very important in our design. Uh, Tourism includes general tourism and health medical tourism. These are some Kenya local culture, and we'll introduce it in later in our detailed design. These are some case study I will let Nasa to introduce.
Hello everyone. We have done two case studies. The first one is city of Chandigarh, which is located in India, and the lesson that we learned from this case study is how to arrange the road system. The second city is an eco city in China, Dongtan, and this focuses on five main strategies, which include energy, sustainability, recycling, transport, and building. So our master plan is based on certain evidences. The first one is the location of the city center. So there are two existing mountains, Mount Longnot and Mount Suswa, and we located our city center on the visual line which connects these two mountains. From the existing space, we found that there are a lot of existing water ponds, and these are some of the higher density green spaces which is already existing. And based on this, certain ponds which are located within the green corridor, we have retained it, and the runoff water from Mount Suswa are collected at three main points, and which is further collected at the retention pond. We also designed two sub-green corridors. One points towards Mount Suswa and the other one points towards a green space which is outside the site. This is our design process of how we evolved at our final master plan. And now I'll be talking about the master plan. So the site is located near the highway, and we have three main entrances. These are the three major entrances. The first one connects to the hospital area, second one is towards the main city center, and the third one connects research and industrial park. Here are some of the plan analysis. The first one is the road system. So we have major road, secondary road, local street, pedestrian, and the purple circles denote the transportation nodes. The second one is the green system analysis. Like I already said, there's one major green corridor and three sub green corridors. And here is the land use analysis. So now I'll be talking about individual area. The first one is the tribal boot camp. This is designed for the Maasai tribe. There's also an observation tower here from which the entire green corridor can be viewed. The second part is the medical district and the medical campus, which is located closer to the city center. And here are some of the requirements that we have covered. Next is the city center, which is located in the heart of the city. It includes a central park and mixed land around it. The residential district is divided into high, medium, and low, which radiates from the city center. Next is the research district. So the research district is divided into research labs and research office. And the industrial park is again very close to the third main entrance. And now I'll be talking about the central green corridor. So the central green corridor is designed on the basis of a narrative landscape, which is called Life of Kenya. We like to call our green corridor the Great Iota. So it is divided into culture, cuisine, rhythm, family, education, and animals. So culture. The first part is the culture. This part of the green corridor mainly concentrates on the cultural values of Kenyans. The second part is the cuisine, which is called appetite zone, which will be further explained by Shwechi. And the third part is rhythm garden, which I will be explaining further in my individual design. Next one is based on the family concept, which is also called artisan village, which Ding Ding will be explaining in his individual design. And the next part is the education corridor. So there's a part of the green corridor which is which supports and promotes education in Kenya. And the last part is the animal corridor. We all know that Kenyans love animals and the wildlife in Kenya is very rich. So we want to have part of a green corridor for wild animals. And this is the bird's eye view. Great.
Hello everyone, next part is individual work. I take charge of the cuisine district and Manasa design the rhythm district, Dinding the city center and Xinyi the green corridor. And now let me introduce you my site, the appetite zone. I will introduce in these 9 parts. First, the site is a 68-acre site in the central corridor and is surrounded by hospitals, medium density residential area, and also in between of the culture and rhythm district. And this is the mission statement. This area is proposed a multifunctional area where people are encouraged to have a healthy lifestyle. And the appetite zone is also a destination in the central corridor which people can enjoy different kind of cuisines and activities. And there are 4 function area in my site. There are commercial area, education area, mixed use area, and also green spaces. At first, I did the research about typical cuisine of different tribes. As you can see, there are 4 examples. The first one is Maasai tribe, and the second one is Kikuyu tribe. Now, I also did the research about the farm product of Kenya, including the common vegetables and tropical fruits. And you can see at the left is the 5 causes of death, and in the middle is the needed nutrition, which can have the function of alleviating the diseases. And on the right side is the recommended food, which contain the needed nutrition, and I will be provided in the urban farm. And besides the research, I also get the inspiration from the case study. The first one is an urban farm. I learned how to connect the urban farm and the local market, and also the sustainable method of collecting water. And the second is a case study of edible garden. And based on the previous study, here comes to my own design. The concept and goals correspond to the overall plus concept. It includes connection plus, share plus, and also heal plus. The connection plus means their area can connect different function areas as well as become the connection between the both sides of the central corridor. And share plus means multiple functions in this area can be shared by all the district. And the heal plus can be achieved by promoting a healthy lifestyle, providing job opportunities, learning how to feed animals, and also applying the green energy. This is the master plan. As you can see, there are several entrances, and they are toward directly to the open space of the surrounding context. And these are the 3 axes of the road system form strong connection between both sides of the central corridor. And these multifunctions are provided along this streamline. And here comes to the design analysis. The first one is the land use analysis. As I mentioned, there are 4 different function area, and each function is closely related to the surrounding context, such as the market is provided for the nearby residential area, and the organic food restaurant is especially served for the patients in the hospitals. And second one is the road system analysis. The site is surrounded by 1 major road and 3 secondary roads, and the road system inside is consisted of pedestrian walk and trails. And this site is provided for the pedestrian and is bicycle friendly, so only when the emergency happens can vehicles pass through this site. The last analysis is green system analysis. The green system analysis shows that the green system provides various activities and spaces which can be shared by all the districts, and including picking garden, urban farm, edible gardens, leisure lawn, as well as the outdoor eating spaces. And you can see there is an underground water collecting system go like this direction and connecting to an existing pond. And this is the bird's eye view. And now I want to zoom in a little bit to show you more details. The first is the Tribe Flavor Snack Street, which is located right next to the Culture District. And it will be a continuity of the Culture District because people can experience the culture by tasting different kind of tribe flavors. And the food festivals can be held here as well to attract tourists as well as bring the benefits. And the second part is urban farm. It's located between the commercial part and education part. So the education tour can be held here, and organically grown crop in this area can be sold to the nearby market directly. And the last part is the edible garden. This is the plants recommended plants. Some plants can have the function of expelling the parasite and also have the medical and edible value. And now let's welcome
I have designed the rhythm garden from the central green corridor, and these are some of the things I'll be explaining in my presentation. So the mission statement for the Rhythm Garden. It is designed to promote music and dance, to encourage people of all ages to involve themselves in positive activities, to improve health, to conserve local music and dance forms, to introduce music and dance from all over the world, to conduct music and dance festivals, to design institutions which teach music and dance, and to make the space a source of income. It is located between Appetite Zone, Artisan Village, campus and high density area. So the project requirement for this space is basically divided into four main parts, which include institutional buildings, public spaces, mixed use spaces and semi-public spaces. So why is music and dance so important? In past, there have been certain research which has proved that music and dance can be used in the form of therapy. And here is some of the history that supports music therapy. But music therapy in Africa is practiced by therapists who are not trained and who are known by the names herbalists, native witch doctors, and faith healers. So, how is music therapy done? It is basically done in two different forms, that is, active and receptive technique. And here are some of the benefits from music therapy, which include mental issues and physical issues. And the second part is the dance therapy. In dance therapy, movement is mainly used to improve people's health. And here are some of the benefits of dance therapy, which include physical issues, mental issues, social issues, and cognitive issues. I did a case study which is located in Bangalore, India, which is called Nrityagram. It was designed for Indian classical dance, and the designer is Gerard de Cunha. This is the site plan. And the lesson that I learned from this case study is to use more and more naturalistic forms, use traditional form of architecture, use locally available materials, and use more and more green and water features. So the concept for Rhythm Garden goes with the main concept, that is plus, which is further divided into connection plus, share plus, and heal plus. So connection plus, it connects Appetite Zone and Artisan Village and the campus and the high density housing sector. Share plus, two spaces, that is open air theater and auditorium, is designed to be shared by the entire community. And heal plus, the entire garden acts as a healing garden. This is the master plan of Rhythm Garden. It has entrance from all four sides. The one at the north is the major entrance, followed by a water feature. There's a semi-public open green space in which public and students can interact. There's an open-air theater, an auditorium, Department of Music and Dance. There are public gardens on either sides. This is the public interactive garden, and here is a flower and mural garden. This is a party lawn which can be rented out for different events, and these are some of the mixed commercial areas. There are also three bus stops located, and this is the therapy center, and there's a guest cottage for people that will be coming from outside. And here are some of the illustrative image of how the public interactive garden looks like. And these are the images for the open air theater and water feature. And here are some of the illustrative images for the flower and mural garden. And this is the analysis. The main pedestrian is divided into a major pedestrian which is 6 meter wide and can be used at the time of emergency. There's also a secondary pedestrian within the site. It has a major road and secondary roads around the site. And here is the land use analysis. It includes spaces like institutional buildings, guest cottages, bus stops, mixed use buildings, and a therapy center. And this is the planting plan. It has eight major types of plants, two trees, two mosquito repellent plants, and four flowering plants which can be found in the flower garden. And here's the bird's eye view of how this piece looks. Now I'll call Ding Ding to introduce his part.
This part is called Artisan Village. So this is a nine aspect I will introduce in my design. artisan village located in the central Great Corridor and its city center. It's 103 acres surrounded by mixed-use land. As some mission statement, first a transportation center I proposed, and the open market, art street, Susua Mountain Art Center, recreational center, and park. So these are some arts related to Kenya culture, and I especially want to introduce obsidian products that will produced here to sell to the tourists. This is a case study. In this case study, they redesign the local market to create a new market for local people. This is located in South Africa. Since I have a market to combine with the transportation center, so this will be valuable for me to see how they propose local people to build this market by themselves. This is another case study located in China, and it's 882 acres. There is some wedding stuff and the fashion show could happening in this open space, and still they propose an art house for artists gathering here to do some arts products and attract tourists coming here. It's my master plan. This is a transportation center, and so I propose a main access towards the stadium, so people can from transportation center directly throw in my main access to experience beautiful views of my art village and to the stadium to experience some Kenya local sports here. This is a great corridors that I proposed to along my artisan village part that will have more close connection with surrounding context because there is a great corridor here and this side. So I propose two great park so have close connection with them. This is my analysis. So this is a open market combined with transit station and art street along my site. Susua Mountain Art Center that serves to fully take advantage of the material of Susua Mountains. Uh, great, great park. These two great park combined with the herbal gardens, so people can experience some herbal knowledge in local and orchard combined with water management, stormwater management facility. Uh, so because stormwater management facility is really important in our design, so this stormwater management facility located in the center of my artisan village, it will be fully take advantage. And there's some emergency road that the vehicle can throw to the transit center. There's some planting scheme, and I put some fruit trees for the orchard and still choice some decidual trees and combine with evergreen trees. I will show them in these pictures. So we can see there's two park, and I combine decidual trees and evergreen trees to make this park more diversity. And in the winter, decidual trees will provide more sunlight for people who come in here. This is my main access. Next, I will introduce the main access, the museum and library part. So the design emphasizes the use of the materials and the culture of Kenya. So we can see there are some hunting peoples in this lamp lights. So and still some sculptural elephant and some Kenya cultures and in this side. Uh, this is the art gallery work. So the art gallery work is produced for artists and tourists. They could work, live, and as well as to experience local culture here. So I put some sculpture paintings, and so people can relax them here and still pay attention to the artists of Kenya. This is open theater that the open theater is surrounded by water features that will provide a perfect place for some special events like wedding and still local culture performance. The last one is open theater. That this structure will provide people to experience artwork exhibitions and as well as the daily activities will happening here. So we can see the library and the museum here. So this is the whole areas it looks like and experience local culture here. The next part I'll introduce.
Hello everyone, the name on my site is Destination Green. It's a destination for a healthy tourism and it's also a start point for a further nature exploration. And my site is located on the Green Corridor and the area is around 76.6 acres. And zoom in, my site is surrounded by the light industrial area, our Central Green Corridor, resort residential, and there is an wild animal clinic next to my site. And for the existing resource, there are two existing water ponds and a linear green spaces on my site. And zoom out. The site is on the northeast of the Mount Suswa, and the distance between them is around 3 kilometers. So it's a walkable distance from my site to Mount Suswa. And according to our master plan, the visitors will come from this direction, travel through my site, and continue to visit the volcano. And before I design, I did some research. Local resource condition shows that the water and the vegetation resource here is not very sufficient. But the species of birds, butterfly, and local vegetation are various. And for the Mount Suswa, the research indicates that although there is no specific passes, but the best access to the Mount Suswa is from the north and northeast. And also the famous lava tube caves, the obsidian caves, and the trail to the peak of the mountain are all on the northeast slopes of the Mount Suswa. So it confirmed the possibility for me to assume a new pathway from my site to Mount Suswa. And I started my design. I designed the programs to respond to each site situation. First, the site lack of water and green resources, so I chose to preserve the existing water and the green resources. And second, to popularize the local birds and butterfly, I provide an area for wildlife area for the local birds and butterfly, which next to the green spaces. And third, since I assume my site is the access to Mount Suswa, so I designed this part for the Volcano Education Center and relative activities. And to enhance the focus of the healthy tourism scene, here is my green resort, which next to the buffer. And I celebrate the interest and the design the service center. And finally, a road system connect all the programs. Here is my master plan. And I have two road systems. The main road system connects each programs, and the second one is for the further exploration. And there are several bus stops for the tourist bus services. And this part of the main road work with the Volcano Education Center orient the direction of the Mount Suswa. And except these two existing water ponds, I assumed 2-1. I proposed 2-1 working with the geothermal energy. One is for the Volcano Education Center, and another is for my green resort, serve as a hot spring. And for the function of green system, the buffer here can reduce the impact from the industrial area, and the edge green here provides, and also the buffer can provide good environment for the wildlife area and my green resort. And for the edge green, can provide activities, various activities. And the landform here can be the background for people wearing the Mount Suswa. And here is my nursery garden for sustainable greening. And here are some perspective. This is a volcano education center. People from this direction can see the Mount Suswa like this. And for the green resort, here is my hot spring, and the good environment can provide the places for people to relax and explore themselves. And the welcome part, the water can celebrate interest and at the same time to attract tourists here to enjoy my site. And I use local vegetables for the vegetation for the birds and butterfly, and which can promote the habitat for them, and some other illustrations that this for each program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have about 10 to 15 minutes for the comments and question and answers. And the posters over there are just teams, so sometimes it may be easy. Maybe you could pull up, some of the slides over there too. So the team posters, and then each of the 4 individual design solutions. any questions, comments? I think Naomi has some.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I'll say first, this is a huge project, and I commend all of you for even trying. I can imagine as a student, especially a first year student, I would have been completely overwhelmed. So this is really challenging. There's a lot going on in all of your sites, and from what I've seen from the posters, everyone has done a good job of trying to wrap their heads around all of this, all of the stuff in the program. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around it too. So I may not be able to have as good comments for you as I learn about it going on, but I like, well, first, I love that you show the mountain. I almost wish that I had seen that image first, because since I haven't visited the site or seen that many views sort of from the ground level, that was really helpful for me. I like the shape that you've done of the, actually, can you go to the master plan? Your concept of plus, I really appreciate. I think that's very clever. I'm curious, for those of you who are Kenyan, what the plus sign means in Kenya and whether that translates to the same as it does in the West, like in North America. Does plus mean plus or health as it does, like the Red Cross? Would it translate to the people of Kenya in the same way that it does here, or perhaps in China or India? That's something that you would definitely want to make sure before you went ahead. But I really like the way that you've sort of encapsulated all of your thinking in the HEAL. So that's really good marketing and design strategy. I appreciate that you have put your city center in the center between the two mountains, and also that the center is in the center of the site. I think that's very practical and also very poetic. Your case studies are good. I wonder, were there any case studies that you could find from anywhere in Africa, or was it just hard to find that sort of scale?
The coffee farms, maybe it's something.
Crossway Farms.
Crossway Farms.
Yeah, this is in South Africa.
Okay.
That's a very good example.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for specific people, I'm curious, just for all of you, who maintains all this stuff? Like, you've got herbs and farms with animals and animal clinics and these giant water features. And is that something that you're planning, since it's all live work and everything's kind of there, that the people who live there and work there will also take care of everything? And I mean, I know you're designers, and so you're not dealing so much with the, who's going to do what, but maybe just rather than answering me, just something to think about, when you're putting something in, like even just an herb garden or a forest, that someone is going to have to take responsibility for that, and whether it's someone from the city or someone volunteering,
actually, illiteracy is one of the things that is a problem in Kenya, and not everybody can get education at this moment. So maintaining all these places could create more and more employment opportunities. So that's one way of dealing with it.
Okay, that's great. I'm not sure whether other groups have done this, but I love the rhythm garden and the artisan, I'm not sure what it was, artisan village.
Yeah.
Incorporating the arts. The arts are such an important part of health, and we tend to forget that and just focus on healthcare facilities and on nutrition. But the fact that that's incorporated and such a big part of your plan, I really, really like, and I think that that's a way to bring even more tourism into that, both from Kenya and other places in Africa and outside. And then one critique is the water features. I'm not sure. I mean, they're huge, and I know there's a lot of evaporation because it does get hot, and they seem very kind of square. And so I would just challenge you in the next iteration as you go further to really test out whether the design, how much water surface area is exposed, whether that's really right for the site. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also thank you for your contribution to the class by giving us a wonderful lecture on hilly landscape and access to nature. I bet that influenced a lot of individual designs as well.
Great job. I mean, the complexity of the project and being able to bring it together in such a short term, I think it's wonderful. I like a question for you. When you talk about case studies, the question I wrote down here is, so what did you learn from them? I didn't hear anything, The first two case studies, and by the way, why did you choose Chandigarh as an example? How does it relate to this?
So Chandigarh case study, we took it because it has a right hierarchy of roads.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to show me. I know.
Okay.
I know. Yes.
So in Chandigarh, there is a road hierarchy. Like there's a major road, secondary road, pedestrian road, a road which is meant only for the private vehicles. So that is something we learned from that case study, and we have inculcated that in our master plan. Like there's a major road, the secondary road, local street, and the whole central green corridor just has pedestrian. There are no vehicles allowed in the green corridor. So.
Go back to the master plan. So basically, then what I'm trying to make, next time you talk about case studies, talk about what you learned, the ramifications for your project.
Yeah.
Second, I like the idea that you have that central corridor. I wish that green would have penetrated more into the rest of the site. It's not obvious. A little bit on the south side, but not on the north side. You kept on talking about corridors. What is a corridor? Talk about the same corridor. What is a corridor?
Corridor is just along with the gray infrastructure. So by
corridor is a linear thing, so it's not the appropriate word. It's something else you're talking about. A corridor is linear. Okay? So find some other word for what you're saying.
Okay.
Lastly, I'm always interested to see how your analysis informs your design. You see, if I look at the bottom there, I see all these fingers and their drainage corridors. And I look up to see how it's carried through in your design. I don't see it.
Actually, we have used, like you can see, these are drainage corridors. So there are 3 major green places where we will be collecting the water, runoff water from Mount Suswa, which will be further collected at a retention pond. So that's how we have used.
Yeah, but look at the bottom. See this? Whenever I see it's dark, it tells me it's a drainage corridor.
Okay.
And so I look at it and I try to see how it goes into the site. And it stops at your boundary, which means that you not follow through.
Okay.
Time for another comments, questions? Yes.
I just had a question. I come from the school of public health, and this is amazing to me. I've never seen this laid out before. And, it seems really idealistic, and I was just curious how reasonable, what are the barriers from this to actually taking place? What are the barriers of this ever happening?
Maybe it could be a good question for Dr. Mack.
What are the barriers from taking place? The human mind. Only the mind of a man or a woman can block such a thing from taking place. There's no other barrier. Or what do you have specific things?
I just didn't know if it was resources or funding or all of that, and manpower and just everything like that.
As far as I know, well, there are barriers we can prop up. All barriers are propped by the mind itself. And for being a human being is capable of achieving anything he or she wanted. But there's certain challenges that one has to go through. Just like when you start running for a marathon, you have to train. What are the barriers to winning a 25-mile marathon? I think from that kind of thing, it's not about the barriers, but the will to get there. Now, the greatest barrier is the lack of will. So as a case, there is no other barrier besides that I can see. There is, say, resources one has to find. One has to find money. One has to find people. You talk about finding people. I find people everywhere on the planet. Like in Kenya, we have 47 million of those. So we just have to figure out how to put those people to work. We lose 51% of the doctors trained every year. So we need to put those doctors back into work. We train doctors every year too. So we have to have the will to do it, or it's never done. And that's the greatest barrier. The barrier to overcome the will is a big cost.
And also, yeah, this master plan is just a part of the picture, right? There are a lot of financial plans, other strategic plans, everything going on to make it work. And then we are working in phases as well. So a way to address these road issues. But great point, thank you. And Japan,
I want to congratulate about your progress you have done since the midterm review. I think that's really good. And then, one question I have is that how do people get there to each building and open space and also I would like to see something about transportation. If you are asking people to take the public transit, where's the system, how's the system work, right? If you ask people to use the private cars, and where are the parking space over there, right? So I think also how much building, what's the density of the building over there, how that affect that space you created over there. I think that I want to challenge you from these perspectives. Maybe it's architect's work, but maybe we can deal with it collaboratively in the future.
Will further development that.
even the transit concept too.
Yes, just like based on the transit center, I still have two parking lot, but just too small to show it. So maybe we'll further explain it in some detailed design.
Also, they're going to be submitting an ebook with more detailed documentation of all those stuff. And a lot of master planning work has been presented during the midpoint, so we have to cut down a lot of background for the finer and focus more on the individual ones. But then we'll make ebooks available to everybody, and we'll send out the link for more information.
It would be good to have that information for the individual work as well.
Mm-hmm.
How to define space, not only using the landscape architecture's language, but also architectural language. Use the building define space, or use the trees, or bushes to define the space as well.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
I have one question. What is the timeline on the development of a project like this? Is it not multi-generational?
Possibly. Also, this is the guy with the answer. Tomorrow.
All right.
Yesterday.
Timeline. Today we developed them very quickly, 2 years, and get a whole solution by the Chinese. But the Beijing urban construction. The Beijing urban construction. Actually, we can do it in 6 months. But we don't want to do that. We look at the North Carolina Research Triangle Park. What's the timeline for development?
Well, my real question is, in terms of the literacy of the population, the cultural history of the population, this is a Western concept. This idea of a very integrated development.
Yes.
It looks to me like it's being planted in an environment that might not be all that welcoming. And so I was wondering, what kind of analysis have you done to see how this might work? And especially when you when you look at changing culture is multi-generational, and this is not an easy task.
That is true. To answer this question, let me say it's a multi-generation project. It's a long-term project. The idea is not to build a project. The idea is to transform the economy of Kenya, and of course to create this idea of biomedical manufacturing in Africa. It's not a Western concept. We have entered into an industry age.
I didn't mean to belittle that.
Well, it's really a thing we have to do. We have to build hospitals. We have to build healthcare. We have to create medicine. We have to think about cases for medicine. And it's going to take many years for that type of industrial development. We do it slowly, purposely, but we have to think about the master plan itself. Just like the master plan for the city of Paris was created in 1875, and Paris has been developing for the last 2 centuries. So we have to think of it that in the long term. We create a space that would allow concentration of knowledge, resources, for biomedical transformation. That's it.
I think part of the question is also in terms of the appropriateness of this form here that is reflected here, and the fact that it's going to evolve over a series of generations.
Yes.
Is it appropriate? That's a fundamental question.
That's right, but I won't speak to that. I'll let the architect speak to the appropriateness of the form.
I think this deserves another discussion toward the end, and thank you. And we'll move to the next team. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want us to fill these out for each? Feel free to use whatever you want to share some comments, the oral presentation, the presentation. Don't feel obligated.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so team 2. Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. This is our team generation. I'm team leader Bing Jiezhan. This is two of my team members, Dana and Hao Wang. And I will introduce our design to you as from these 7 aspects. As Dini has mentioned before, I will skip the mission statement and some case study, some background about it. From the mission statement, we get our concept. Our concept is generation. We want to merge new to origin. We want to preserve some good things and to get put in some new things. And our concept is to propose to achieve a balance between environment, human, and culture, and it promotes a new generation of active and healthy living. And then come to our site. After the site analysis, we get 3 potential access points, and it's all to make our site more convenient. And then we analyze the existing site. We want to preserve some good vegetables here, and we also want to build some modern cities on this flat land. And because this temperature is very hot, so in our city we want to preserve more open green spaces, and also want to create some green spaces to help change the microclimate. We want to use green roofs in our buildings to help make people live here more comfortable. And by analyzing the location, we want to provide more education facilities, and like some city infrastructures like a fire assembly point here. And then it comes to our background. We analyzed the Kenya's population these years. We found the young children is become more larger along these years, and then we analyzed the generations in Kenya. We found the children here, they are very late of education. Many of them cannot go to school. And the women here, they are in very low status. Many of them die of different diseases, and they cannot get enough medical treatment. And the youngs here, most of them cannot find a job. They want to play an important role in the society, but now they cannot. And the economy of the Kenya, we found the Kenya is most based on the agriculture, and the tourism is also an important thing for them. And the tourism is their economy basement for this side. And we found the people live here very large spots, and they need more spaces about it. And then we do some case studies and research. From this case study, we want to learn how to preserve the existing environments, and also learn some bioclimate strategies And I also want to explore the methods of agritourism in our side because we see Kenya's agritourism is very popular. And then we learn about the green corridors here. We want to make the human and the nature in harmony by the green corridor, by the green spaces, and it can help to change the microclimate to make them more comfortable. And then we do some research about tourism and like medical tourism, agri-tourism, and then we analyze the energy. In our side, we want mainly based on solar energy and wind energies because it's very clean and can make our city more sustainable. And by water management, we want to use pipes and detention ponds to catch the storm water from Mountain Sosua and then let it go out from our city. And then it comes to our concept. Before our concept, we analyze the users who will live in our cities, and we by analysis their different activities here, we want to build transportation, commercial, sports land, residential areas, hospitals, and medical campuses. And this is our concept. The first is generation by space. You can see this side, the first generation is all about nature space. The livestock and local people can live very happily here, but it's the lack of many clinics and schools. And in the second generation, people will totally bring a modern life here, and it will full of pollution, and the local people cannot get a comfortable place here. And to us, we want to build the third generation, the new generation. We merge the nature and the modern. We use the clinic energy and we give local lifestyles the choice. You can see the wildlife can live very happily here, and it also contains some medical and modern uses. And then the generation by culture. As we all know, Kenya, this side has many tribes, and the different tribes, they have their conflicts and they have their own culture. And then second generation, many cities just give their space to let them be together, but the conflicts is still existing. And so to us, we want to give them a public space to give them an opportunity to join in the modern life. We also give their own private spaces. They can develop their own culture and they will be very happy. We give them the choice. And then generation by human. We want to focus on the disadvantaged groups such as children, women, and the youngs. And after the research, we target our goals to fix these problems of lacking of education and the low status of women and unemployment of the youngs. And then is our design diagram. This is our city's bird's eye view. You can see this is our cities, and you can see this is the main road divided our city into two parts. This part is about nature fabric linked with Mountain Suswa. This is the urban fabric for future expansion. And we also put many functional districts in our cities. And then this is our facing, and this is our master plan. You can see the three main entrances in our site, and the main road made this whole city transportation system very efficient. This is the green is our first transportation system. And this is our green system. You can see we put many divided green systems here, and the green corridor connected into a whole site. And the green corridor can help to reduce the contact between these two fabrics. And this is our water system. We want to use pipes and many ponds to collect the storm water from Mountain Sosua in rainy seasons and to let it go out from our city. And this is our zoning diagram. You can see we put many functional districts here, and they have their interconnected links. And this is urban fabrics connected with some developed areas for future expansion. This is a nature form to meet the shape of volcano. And we also put different transportation systems here. We put some transportation systems for cars, for bikes, and for walking, and they have different nodes. We have analysis their times they need it. And this is the intentions of our central green corridor. You can see it can avoid too much strong feelings of constructing. And this is some sections of our green corridors. We have wetland park, college green, healing garden, and children playground, etc. And this is whole box we put into our city. It's not a simple box. It's just a box shaped like buildings. It will provide books or medical care for free to solve the whole size problem and to make local people more comfortable in modern lives. And this is perspectives of our site. You can see our green corridor is very continuous and it's divided into two parts. This part can serve as healing garden between the 5 hospitals, and in this hospital we use green roofs And this is the central plaza of our site. You can see we plant many prisms here. It is for the economy, and it also can help to kill the mosquitoes, to cure the malaria. And this is our sports center, our tourism, which have this is agri-tourism and residential area. This is elementary school. We want to provide more in our residential area, and this is our commercial area, industrial area. And then it comes to our individual details by location. It's about fusion, flow, and future. So let me introduce first about my individual design, Fusion Discover Park. My park, I want to promote a sustainable cultural park which will be a landmark in our site, and it will reduce the conflicts between different generations that connect the local peoples and the tourists together in my park. And this is the site location of my park. You can see this is tribal camp and this is research area. This area is about 445 acres. And for this site, it has many challenges. Local people will graze their livestock here, and there will be many tourists come to my site. And this site have abundant butterflies and birds resources, and this site is very near the mountain. So I want to provide food, water, and enough space for local people. Also help wildlife thrive in this site. I also want to grow plants as buffers to block the power line and create space for tourists. So then I do some case study about it. I want to learn about ecological techniques to ensure the park can sustain itself. And also I want to promote more areas from this case study. I want to give different people who have different needs can all use this park. And I also do some research. I found Africa is the third largest exporter of cut flowers in the world. So I want to plant as much as flowers in my site. I think it can help enhance the economy. And this is the butterflies and the birds. It's very abundant in Kenya. And I also found the advantages of butterfly garden. And then it's obsidian. I think obsidian is very important mineral. It's produced by mountain susua. It can be made to jewelry, and it also can be used for medicine. So it is very important, and many people will come here to do some researches on it. So I think it's a very important thing I need to cover about. And then it's come to my goal. I want to create an environment to connect animals, human environment, and economy health in harmony. The small circle will be the caterpillar, butterfly, flower, and bird. It will be more nature. And the middle circle will be connect animals, environment, and human. And the large circle will be the link connects the whole world and the Africa. And this is my design ideas about stormwater management. I think I provide some ponds in my eco-forest site. And in the dry season, it will be full of grass, and the livestock can come to here to eat the grass. And in the wet season, it can collect water, like the intentions here show. And in my park, I provide many land use, like grassland, pond, forest, and farmland for different people who have different needs. And this is bird eye view of my park. You can see my park is near the main entrance of this site. So it will be connected to the main road and to attract as people and content as more people as possible. This is master plan of my site. And my site is divided into 4 parts as buffer and experience zone, creative environment, city green corridor, and tourism and resort area. And in plant strategies, I have used many native species to attract birds, to attract butterflies, and some crops to let people enjoy organic food and some medicinal plants. It can reduce the cost for maintenance, and this is perspective of my commercial district. You can see people can come to here and buy many Kenya's unique souvenirs like rolls, jellies, coffees, and teas. They can buy anything they want here. And this is bird watching in the forest. The people who come here can see the Kenya's unique birds. You can see these colors are very beautiful, and they cannot see it anywhere others. And this is the bird eye view of my park. People who comes here, they can choose which part they really want to go. They can go to the eco forest. They also can go to the farmland to taste some organic foods. They also can go to the flowerland to see the butterflies and to see the flowers. They also can go to the resort area to go the mountain hiking. And this is the intentions of my resort area, of my farmland, of my flowerland, and this is a conference area. Because many mountain hikers will go to hikers and stay for this place for 1 to 2 days. So this market will ensure their and everything they need here. and then it comes to next part.
Hello everyone, I'm Danara. My design is a healing garden with the concept of flow to promote active living. It's a part of the central green corridor with an acreage of 16.8 acres and have three functions to offer the education opportunities and also play a role in the tourist system. And it's also a place can assist with the treatment for some patients. So this site is surrounded by the 5 hospitals, and two city secondary road is next to the site, and a local street is across the site in the northwest. From the case study, there's 2 points I want to learn from. The one is that I want to put some education opportunities in the design and engage the local people into the construction. And the second is some necessary details design and the facilities in the design. Here comes my concept flow active corridor, which mimics the flowing water to represent the flexibility and the activity of the life. The first, I proposed a main road to connect the site, and then used a curved line to be more active and naturalistic, and some more curved lines was added to make up the transportation road system. And these 6 goals: food and nutrition, recreation, fitness, movement, mobility, health care facility, education, and research, economic opportunities were achieved in this site. And to analyze the multiple user groups and multiple age users to indicate what they did and show what the spaces or the facilities will be achieved in the design. And it's the master plan. There will be 15 different functional areas included in the design to serve the different services and the different peoples. And the forest, grassland, plants, and hard paved ground and water will be included in the site. And a main road connect the sites. 3 secondary roads will connect another side of the site, and some pathways will add. And the private space, semi-private space, and the open space will also be the elements, space elements in the design. And for the space creation, we use the most common element plants as the basic tool to define place to serve the different needs. The first to just plant the trees around the site to ensure the safety, and then use the plants to define the inner spaces, open spaces, semi-private and the private spaces. And it's some elements, spaces and elements listed here to show what's going on in each functional area. And for the activities in every garden, the woodland have for families to have some forest therapy and to see some local flower and herbs in the flower herb garden, and have interaction with the water feature in the active water feature area, and see the abundant species of butterflies. And the fitness pocket will provide space for people to go outside to do outdoor activities, and a children's place provided for children to play around. And the edible garden will offer opportunities for education to plants or grow the plants. And the raised bed flower and herb garden will provide a place for the people in chill. And meditation garden will be a quiet and totally provide spaces for people to stay alone. And the plant scheme will according to the seasons to ensure the sceneries in a whole year. And the site is divided by the 2 cities secondary roads. So the connection between the healing garden and the hospital is very important. So there's some amenities was provided to ensure the safety for people to cross the road to get to the healing garden. So the crosswalk and the stop signs will be set up to slow down the speed of the cars, so the pedestrian will cross safely. And the food truck will set up along the along the street. So it will attract people to go outside and into the garden, and also to serve people. The benches will also provide for the rest. And in order to encourage people to go outside from the hospital, so and also connect all the medical facilities. So fitness circulation will be proposed to connect all the scattered green spaces in this district to make it being a whole healthy community. And its perspective about the fitness circulation, where the trees will be provide shade and it will be a quiet space. And it's the green law for some events hold and the children's play. The next is the Hawa.
Hi everyone, this is my design, and my design concept is the future, which means to connect the urban fabric and natural fabric of the city, because the urban fabric represents the means of the future, and the natural fabric represents the means of past. So my goal is to make the connection between the past and the future. So in order to achieve my goal, I propose a new green corridor based on the old green corridor we have proposed in the midterm. And this is my master plan. And from the analysis graphics, you can see that there are a lot of different kinds of buildings and land uses surrounding the new green corridor. So there are many different kinds of people here. So in order to satisfy the different needs of different kind of people, I separate my design into three parts. And this is the first part, the commercial green. And it is at the dimension, it is linear green spaces which located at the main entrance of the city. And see, it is the plan view of the commercial green, and it has two parts. The first part is on top. It is made up of the red benches and grass slopes, and also a very interesting landscape infrastructure I designed. I call it as a national pavilion, and it is designed inspired by the national flag of the Kenya, and this is the other part of the commercial green, and it has a flower pot and a wooden trail all the way through around the green spaces. And this slide you can see more detail about the national pavilion, and you can see the flourish of the national flag, and it is also the same color with the national flag of the Kenya. And this is the first part of the commercial green. And this is perspective shows that when people want to have some rest, when after shopping they can sit on the benches and under the national pavilion and lie on the grass slopes for the rest. And this is the second part. And this is the perspective of the second part of the commercial green. And this part provides more private spaces for people when they walking in the wooden trail. And the flower planting is a native species. It's called Piparism, and it has a function to kill the mosquitoes and prevent the malaria of the site. And the second part of my design is the central recreational green, and it is designed inspired by the shape of a cell, because our city is a biomedical city. So it has to be inspired by some medical features such as a cell. And there in the recreational green, there are some different activities here. The first is there are some water features. People can play with the waters and interact with each other. And there is also a central lawn to gather people together for the different celebrations. And it will also have some sports element for people to do some exercises in the city, in the green spaces. And this is the perspective of a central lawn. And you can see that there is a stainless steel roof on the top of the space. People can jogging in the jogging trail, can have a rest on the lawn, can gather in together for different celebrations. And I show this intentions. This intention is the preschool pavilion located in the Millennium Park in Chicago. I show this intention because I want to say that it is not crazy. It is reasonable, right? And yes, and this green center lawn works very well, always working very well in the United States. So why not put it into our city? So the rain garden. So the last part is rain garden, and it is basically made up of 4 retention ponds collecting the water and the runoff and precipitation from the main road. And it is also the intersection point of the new green corridor and the old green corridor. So I put 4 landmarks in the rain garden. And this design diagram shows that on the bottom is a retention pond, and on the top I set up the 4 landmarks. The 2 is a tower for people to climb up to see the different scenery of the city, and the other 2 is the 2 windmills show that our city is eco-friendly. We produce clean energy ourselves from the natural resources. And this is a design diagram of the tower. You can see each floor have a 30-degree with rotation with the next floor. So all the floor combining make up the whole tower. So you can see there is also a central lift system for people to get up, and there is also a platform. You can see this. People can get out of the window and have a more accessibility to watch the spectacular scenery of the city. And this picture can give you a more can show more clear scenery about the urban fabric. And this you can see more natural fabric. So it is consistent with our team master plan concept, the fusion of the urban fabric and the natural fabric. And this perspective is a green garden perspective. You can see the wooden trail connects the main road and to a central landmark, and you can see the fountains run out from the lake, and there is also some wildlife species, especially the birds. They can have a rest here when immigrating, and this is bird's eye view. And this is night scenes of the landmark. The landmark will emit different colors of light in the night to attract the eyesight of the people in the city. And additionally, I want to mention that a few weeks ago in Paris, it happens a very serious big explosion. A lot of people died in this accident. So the world landmark emits the same time to memorial to memorize these days. They emit the colors of the national flag of France. So why not our city, our landmark can also do the same things to attract all the eyesight from all the people around the world. So thank you for listening.
Questions, comments? Yes.
I just want to commend this team for putting this together. It's a lot of work, but I like the idea of the other team did talk about the energy aspect. But you pointed out a little bit about part, and I think that's something that
Where are you?
also, I think there's some developments around the city, external developments around the city that you might want to consider. For example, these start with drilling with the around that area where they will happen. I think that's actually so how would that affect the city? So that's probably something.
Yes, individually, my design has a windmill to as a landmark, because this windmill can produce energy, can produce clean energy, no pollutant to sustain the at least the rain garden. So there will be a lot of windmill in other places in our city. So that is some energy element we thought about. But besides, there are also some geothermal energy underground, so we can also derive some geothermal energy to sustain some other running of the site. So, thank you.
So for the wind energy, they have enough wind for generating?
Yeah, we have do some research about this site. We found in this site is almost the 2 cities. Well, no, we haven't shown it on point because they have enough. It have limited time. The wind is also come from this direction and this direction in the main year, and because our site is located between the two mountains, it also have wind through this site, so we can get enough wind energies. Yeah.
As you commented, I really appreciate for considering the water retention and also the wind energy. But I wonder, I think the other question, can you explain more about the paging plan?
Facing plan. Yeah.
You show us the diagram briefly, but talk about the paging.
While you located this, another thank you for to Yu Kim, who also gave a great lecture on some of the contemporary urban master plan projects, which also helped our students as well. Thank you.
This is our facing. We built the hospitals and residential communities first because we think this site most need is the kidney. And then we want to build medical campus and commercial areas. I think the economy is also important. And the campus will give them enough education and it will have a link with hospitals. And then we want to boost the research area, the tribal camp and industrial area, and in the third.
I'd like to make one comment. The renderings are striking. They're very good.
Okay, great. Thank you. What tourism?
What is healthcare tourism?
Oh,
Or medical
tourism.
Well, we distinguish two types of tourism: medical tourism and health tourism. Health tourism is for those people who are well, they're not sick at all. You just want to go there and have R&R, rest and relaxation, feel good, swim in the hot springs, enjoy the nature, and restore health, which was not broken. It's for maintenance of health. With medical tourism, people who are receiving medical care. So, yeah, that's the major distinction.
I'd like to congratulate you on the project. I think the research that you did was very good. I especially like the fact that you did research on the demographic needs, which is the women and children and the youth unemployment. But my only question is, I would have preferred to see how your master planning on the programs that you did actually incorporated and addressed the needs of the population.
Yeah.
I think especially there was a lot of potential for the farming and the local produce that could engage the people a bit more.
You mean my individual or our whole site? Yeah, you can see our master plan. We have put many box shaped the functional buildings here to provide the free medical care and the education here. And in our residential area, we put many elementary schools here to give them enough education. And we also give some in our master plan details. We also put some artisan shop villages here to give them enough opportunities to sell their things and to communicate more with the modern community. And our 5 hospitals and some clinics for the livestock, it will all help to promote the healthy problems here.
Is there a waste management area for?
Is the management area? Yeah.
Waste.
Did you think about it?
Yeah, no. We think about it, but we think we only have to do some just a little research about it. We want to collect it, the waste created by humans, and they can generate it by biomass to be the energy. And the other waste, we just want to give it to the landfill, and it will be some.
You'll work on it.
Yeah.
Couple of great, great like the other ones and all that. There are some comments I made in the last presentation that are valid. I just wanted to go to the master plan, not this one. Go to the
This is not master plan because I made some.
yeah.
This is
How did the outcome of your site analysis inform your design?
This is the two mountains, and you can see in this picture. This is a mountain, so it's very near to our site. So there will be a link. Our site is it's a very key things between these two sites.
Your biophysical analysis, not that. Like you had, let me go to specific. You talk about water management, and you said that you're going to emphasize water management here. So I'm looking at your site. Tell me a little bit about your analysis, your hydrological analysis, and how that will help you manage the water, and how it's reflected on your plan here.
Because water almost comes from the mountains as well, from this side, from this direction. So we put some collected water sites here, and they also have ponds. You can see this side all have some collection ponds. The more water will be collected by these ponds be on the surface to use by people, and the large amount of the water will be collected here and then use the pipes to go out of it.
Let me just give an example. See the last one here?
Yeah.
I can see very well walking that around there, but you see the other ones put there, they seem to be arbitrary. That's the point I'm making.
Oh.
They don't coincide with what natural resources is doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking how your site analysis helps shape, even in terms of the drainage. And if you look at all the analysis, I don't see how the patterns from the analysis are reflected on your plan.
And if I could build on that, since your site is very, I mean, that's everyone's site, is this very long sort of cut, and building on what you said about, how does the runoff from here affect here? How does this affect this? I mean, I know that you all, I think, have worked on wildlife corridors.
Yeah.
But what about water corridors? And perhaps this is what this means, that you're going to allow some of that water that would have just gone through this site but is now being blocked by this site. So that's really important to consider everything and everything else that's downstream from here that's going to be affected either positively or negatively by this major intervention that's there. So I think that's something important to think about. And I'm also curious where's the nearest city? Where is the nearest large urban Nairobi, which is how far away? How long a drive?
About 15.
How far is it?
15. Oh, so it's really close. All right. So then most people will get to the site by car. Is that right?
Yeah, they can get here by car because it's a highway.
Okay. So, two, just thinking about how extra traffic is going to affect, people going back and forth. If someone doesn't live on site, if it's not totally self-sufficient and self-contained, how much is that extra traffic? Is there going to need to be more roads, etc.? So, I mean, I know that that's a lot more to think about, but I think rather than, you're going to have to think beyond just the site itself. And as far as compliments, beautiful graphics, I liked that you got into some of the more details. One other thing, I didn't see as much about Africa. Just in your presentations, you don't have to go into it, but I saw the colors of the African flag, and some beautiful landscape pictures. But in terms of the forms and kind of the themes, I didn't see as much that said to me, this is Africa. It looked more kind of like an international style site that could be in lots of different places.
Because we only preserve some all natural species for the local tribe. They are like the round shapes. They are I found most Africa use these. And for the urban shapes, this site we only think the people will more like to come in, and we find the Kenyan people they living here now. By the newsletter, they all like the modern life. They don't want to just have a city as they wish they lived before.
Right.
So we only preserve this for the local people. For the tribes, they want to do this lifestyle, and the others they choose the modern lifestyle.
They want it.
Yeah.
We also provide the big area of farmland for them to raise their native crops. So for their living, they can also sell the crops to the cities. They can have earn some income to make a more harmony between the old people, the old residential people to the new immigrant.
Right, because there are Maasai who are living all around, right?
Yeah.
And was that one of the agreements, Dr. Mack, was that
doing all the work for us.
The agreement, right, that the Maasai people who are living there now would be able to use parts of this site?
Yes, we have set up
So-
an area, but Maasai don't respect boundaries. So
Right.
they'll graze their cattle everywhere, in between buildings.
Yeah.
We have agreed with them
It's
to
gonna be
continue
interesting.
grazing as they wish.
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, our time is up, but the roadway is extended. Yes, you.
Well, it can wait. I'll get in. I was wondering about how much of the water supply was surface water and how much was subsurface. Did you look into the aquifers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think we just see the soil existing this size here, and maybe I think your question is we need to do more research on it. Thank you.
We know that there is an aquifer, but we don't have the idea about the exact quantity.
Yeah.
But we know that there is an aquifer underneath, going from the existing lake northwest of it, right, to this site.
We have a huge lake called Lake Naivasha which drains underground, and the aquifer passes right underneath our site. So there is plenty of water. There's also much of the there's plenty of potential. Much of the water is underground.
Well, really, that was my question, was the adequacy of the water supply.
90% of the water has to come from underground, draining boreholes. We receive rainfall, not so much in this area. It's kind of semi-arid, and the lake itself, instead of flowing on the ground, it decides to flow underground. So we have to go after that water.
Okay.
Just a clarification.
1 second.
One second. The entrance to the site, it seems to me that it's logical to connect from that place because it's close to major highway, rather than penetrating all these areas that is somebody's land. Right.
But it's agreed upon that we can gain those access, and this is so long we cannot survive with only a single entry. So, but your point is very valid. But we come to an agreement that gaining that access is possible. All right, thank you so much. So we're just a little bit behind. Everybody needs a little break, right? So can we do a quick 5-minute break and then come back right in? We have 2 more teams to go. And then feel free to grab your rolls, drinks, coffee.
Okay, people, we're on webinar here. We're on a little break for those who are attending. Yep.
But I wanted to see the level at which the analysis, presentations, designs, or just to get a the one, I've spent many years in research, many years oil and gas operations. But really, most of what my interest here is mining and problems interface with, I suggested this was a Western concept. Well, it is a Western concept. Even Western countries don't meet this standard. But it's still, be successful, you have to integrate culture into it in a really programmatic way over a long period of time. If you go to building a submarine or whatever, you've got really document wildlife parks, coaching, really trying to preserve our heritage. United States is sanctioned for illegal immigrants is because we have a standard of living that the rest of the world envies and wants. And their level of living is so poor, so low, that you almost can't stop it. Look at the Syrian immigration to crowding into Europe. These are the kind of things that put us some development, looks like that, and it's beautiful. I mean, if it worked like that, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will because the pressures will be too great. So then you have to look at, well, how can you do it? Don't be so ambitious as to try to do it in one generation. Look at well, China actually, China's been working on that for quite a while. I was in China in 1984, and they already were of course they didn't have the development that they have now. But they were all, from an educational standpoint, they were all focused on building China. Even the focused on building China. And you can see all these children, this new generation, single child families. They were always bright colors. Everybody else was in gray uniform, blue uniform, it has to. Don't you, you're not pushing for yourselves. They say, no, we're looking for the future. We're doing this for the future. In a way, their culture evidently accepted that. They can be very poor, very poor farmers, yet many of them kind of have that outlook. Multi-tribal groups. Every one of them have their customs, fetishes, they have their own healers. This can be hard to cut.
Yeah, well,
I love the ideas of this. I just adore it.
My friend is this, she's from Africa, and then she's interested in
That's one of the big problems. I was curious. The usual problem is
I'm actually thinking of getting a healthcare certificate program, but I think it's like a pretty broad, you know,
you don't have to look at
a lot of different areas.
So like a city kind of like that. And then that really constitutes like preventive care.
And not just me, but also use cultural health as a lens to including material so
I really wish you luck on it. That still it's going to take.
rather than just having like one healing space and integrating in it all of the
Well, this piece is going to start now. This piece is going to start a year from now. This piece is start 5 years from now. You need the infrastructure first. You got to get the infrastructure. Then let it develop, and it won't develop like a plan. But it'll be interesting and it'll work.
This is a student project, professional project address these components. This is a student project. I think there's a professional component that will address this. We are working.
Okay, everybody, you can grab your drinks and whatever and have a seat. We're getting going. I'm just gonna
Yes,
Okay, our next team, Team Ubrica 5, I'll let them start.
Hi everyone, we are the Redefined Memory team and we are going to present the Ubrica 1 project. And the team members are Joshua, Monte, Uwe, and me, Carolina. And let's start with the mission statement. This master plan is proposed to meet a full range of healthcare needs as well as different development centers on a 4,000-acre property in Nakuru, Kenya. The special arrangement in this location will include medical and research districts, residential and mixed use and industrial district, and also recreation and tourism districts. The goals and objectives. Our goals and objectives are divided into 4 aspects. In the environment, for example, we want to support sustainable and low impact developments. In economy, we want to provide diverse opportunities for tourism.
In health, we want to promote the humans and animals' health, and in culture, we want to promote the local culture. The location and context, we also know that this is located in Nakuru, Kenya. And we also know that there are important landmarks that we also wanted to enhance in our design. For example, the Suswa Mountain and the Longonot Mountain. We also make some considerations about the wind and the existing vegetation. And our concept. Well, our concept is redefined memory. But first, we need to know what is redefined. So first, we divided the word in three parts, and we give it like our own meaning. The RE means rethink, retreat, refresh, reorganize. The DE means development, and fine, as the word says, means something that is going to be good for human health, good for energy saving, good for wildlife protection, and good for economy. And now let's talk about the memories. We know that Kenya has good and bad memories or good and bad aspects. For example, the bad memories are the lack of health, the lack of education, some internal conflicts. But we also know that they have very good memories and very good aspects. For example, they have this amazing culture, they have beautiful landscapes, they have a lot of natural resources. So redefined memory means that we want to like multiply or expand existing good memories, but we also want to create new good memories so that people can overcome the bad memories. Our master plan, the whole site was designed according the existing vegetation, so that's why it's like very rounded shape. In the first area, we have more of the commercial traditional area. Then we have some of the universities campus. In the center is more of the health district. Then we have another commercial area, but it's more modern. And then we have the residential area for the people who is going to live or work here. And at the end is the industrial and some research labs, which were located in the bottom because we don't want to disturb the other districts. And this is some of the transportation analysis. We have this main road that connects all the different loops. We have three main transit centers, and we also provide future roads for the future development. And we also make some analysis in the water system. We have several water bodies. Some of them are permanent, others are depending on the rainy seasons. And we also make some analysis about the ecological corridor. And now let's talk about my part that is called the ethnic zone. And the mission of the Ubrica ethnic zone is to provide a wide range of ethnic experiences that are designed to promote the local culture, traditional medical practices, biodiversity, and nature-based tourism. So the people that is going to visit the camp will experience the natural and cultural richness of Kenya in one place and will learn the way of life of the 42 Kenyan tribes. So these are my goals. In human, I want to promote the local tradition, including medical practices. I want to also provide a peaceful interaction between different tribes. In animal, I want to support the animal conservation, environment, design low-impact strategies, and create environmental awareness and economy, support local economy with tourism and commerce. I also did some research about wildlife because I included multiple water features that are going to be like the environment for different species. Also, I did a research about the Kenyan ethnic groups and the population because that was a factor to consider in sizing the different tribes, the different size of the homesteads, and more about the Kenyan traditional architecture. And also, I did some research about the tribalism, which is a current conflict between different ethnic groups, which is more political. But this is one of the aspects that I wanted to change, the bad memory. I want to give a new memory about the tribes in one place without fighting. This is the location of my site. As I mentioned before, in this area on the top is more of the traditional area. And the total area is 150 acres. This is a zoning diagram Almost everything that is on your left side is of including the different tribes homesteads and the tourist camps, and they're just another area of commercial that is modern, but also everything remains very traditional. And there's also an educational center for the people to know more about the different tribes and their culture.
So I'm sorry, the tribe homesteads are for actual Maasai tribal members to live, or are they like examples of sort of like a zoo?
Kenya has 42 tribes, including the Maasai, so each one represents one of the 42 tribes.
Okay, but this is like a museum, or are you expecting that members of the tribes would actually live there?
It's there. It's not like a museum, but
demonstration.
A demonstration.
All right, but it's okay. All right, thank you.
And this is the master plan. This is the main road of the master plan. You access into the secondary road, and everything is in the local street that connect the different spaces, and the other spaces are just connected with pedestrian trails. And let's talk about the entrance area. In the entrance, we are going to have the camp reception and also the welcoming from all the tribes. There's also a restaurant in which people can learn more about the traditional food, about all the 42 tribes. And there's also a traditional shop. And there's also going to be, in the whole site, you cannot drive your car. You need to use one electrical car because we want to conserve the environment. Then there's the area that is the commercial, more modern area for the people. We are giving them the choice to be in traditional or very modern, which is going to be around the lake, some restaurants. You're going to have a really enjoyable time. And this is the perspective that I designed for this area. This is how I imagine this place, a very open and green space with water elements, fountains, and just people can shop and they can just stay here and have a really nice time. Then there's the area of the tourist camps, which are going to be of different sizes according to their needs, with very nice views. Then these are the area for the 42 tribes. I divided in three main circles according to the language family. In this first circle are the tribes that speak the Cushitic. For example, the Somali, Rendil, Boran, Boni. In the middle circle are the ones that speak as a language family the Nilotic. For example, the Maasai, Turkana, Samburu. And then the last one includes the Bantu tribes, for example, the Kikuyu, Meru, Kisi, and Embu. So when you're walking through this area, you're going to see the different huts. You're going to also learn about their traditional architecture. You're going to be also part of the traditions, and you're going to experience the way of life of the different tribes. You can take walks. You can climb the mountain Suswa with a tribe guide. And you can also learn about medical practices, which is a very important part. And you can just have also a really nice time with them. And this is the perspective that I designed for this area. I imagine that in the night, it's going to be a very magical moment where all the traditions are going to be just enhanced, and it's going to be just full of energy, and people is going to learn and they are going to really appreciate the Kenyan culture. Then there's a traditional educational trail in which you can learn more about the different species of plants and small birds. And it's going to be an interpretive trail, but also you can be guided by a tribe, and it's going to be accessible for everyone. And then there's this little island, which is going to be an amphitheater where are going to be some tribal performances like dancing and music. And it's going to be also surrounded by some water features that are going to be with light. And this is what I imagine this area, a very open space with these fountains in which all the tribes can just um, the tourists can learn about their performances, but also the other tribes can learn about the other traditions that they share with the Kenyans. And there are some different types of trail depending on the area. There are also some trails along the lake or over the lake, but there are going to be parts in which there's not a trail, so you need to do it by canoeing. It's going to be like another perspective of the different tribes. You're going to also see how some tribes do fishing. You're going to be also surrounded by wildlife, and you're going to experience and explore this magical place in a very different way. And these are some of the planting intentions. There are going to be some areas of low density, medium density, and high density, depending of the existing vegetation and also depending on the activities. This is a section, a planting section, in which I included some of the plants that kill the malaria mosquito near the lake, so that we do not create unsafe conditions for the tourists.
On my individual works, I choose a park which is located on the 25-acre properties among the 3 universities, and I name it as Literacy Park. And the Literacy Park is not only the great communications platform for students, but also a place can provide the opportunities for illiteracies to participate in the learning process. And I aim to create an exciting and vibrant place for lifelong learning. I want to people can improve them cultures, environmental, financial, health, and scientific literacies in this park. And there are some research and case studies I did before the design. And we all know that the Kenyans have many people who don't know how to read, how to use cell phones, how to use the internet. And I want to provide the English and Swahili as a major language service in this park, and to help them to improve their literacy. And this is locations, just I mentioned before, this park is running by the 3 universities. And it's my concept. My concept keep consistent with our concept, redefine memories. So I want to give people a memorable, unified, progressive, entrepreneurial outdoor cultural experience. And this is the strategies I use. The first strategy is destinations. I want to create a strong destinations within the parks to attract people to come here, like the libraries, the picnic lawn, the ancestry gardens, farm market. And the second strategy is build environment. I want to build a comfortable environment for the student to study in here, like this. And I also want to create the partnership between the university student and the community. Because the university students can be volunteers to teach the literacy, and the communities also can provide the opportunities for the students. And the last strategies is programs and activities. I want to provide some programs like the reading programs, experimental programs, and the outdoor reading programs for people. This is the master plan of my design. And this is the event areas. This is learning areas. This is market areas, and this is environmental area. And this is the perspectives I made. This is the literacy words. It's in the learning areas. You can say the different language versions of the titles on the word. And this is learning cafeterias. This cafeterias provides the comfortable environment for people to read. And this is learning program, a playground. And the children can observe the plants and observe the butterflies in this area. And this is sport area. You can see this is the basketball court, and this is the picnic areas. This is a resting square. And this is facing analysis I made. Each layer represents a different activities, such as social activities, learning activities, physical activity and economic activity. And this is activities analyzed in the Central Parks. The people can hold a different event. And this in the learning areas, people can enjoy the outdoor readings and outdoors exhibition. And this is event areas, people can look the performance and enjoy the outdoor cafe. And these areas, people can watch in the night. People can watch movie. And this is the market areas. This is farmers market, and this is the flea markets. Flea market provides the place for people to sell the second-hand book. And this area is expense areas, and these areas have the fountain squares and inspirations playgrounds and the butterfly gardens. And in these areas, people can do some outdoor picnics. And this is outdoors sport areas. So I will introduce the third individual work, Hospitality University. The master plan of Hospitality University proposed to serve diverse educational and tourist functions related to broad range of the hospitality. For students, it provides comprehensive knowledge about the hospitality and the related professional experience. And for visitors, should provide various types of tourist destination. It's my local location map. It's at here. It's surrounded by the tribal camp, mixed use and research and agricultural district, which has 107 acres. The goals have four goals. The first aspect is the human aspect. It should provide more opportunities for learning and improve people's knowledge about the hospitality, give people better experience of tourism. And for environmental aspect, it should inspire people to protect the environment, develop ecological tourism. And for animal aspect, it should improve people's awareness of protecting animals. And for economic aspect, it should develop economy for diverse tourism and attract more students from the world. So the design process to combine the hospitality university with ecological tourism and agricultural tourism and sport tourism. So this is my master plan. This master plan have two main districts. The blue one is about the mainly educational campus for students, and the yellow one is about the destination of tourism for and some training centers for students. I have four sub districts. The first one is educational district. It have major educational buildings, one library, cultural plaza, and outdoor classrooms, student service centers, and student housing. This could provide the students a better environment to study. And the second one is the sport district. It has sports stadium, playground, soccer playground, and basketball playground. They can provide students more better lifestyle. And the third one is ecological tourism district. It have one museum about the Kenya's history, a mixed-use street, a leisure plaza, some different kinds of hotel, spa club, and a wetland. This is a shot of the ecotourism district. And the final one is agricultural tourism. We have training center like culinary garden for students, agricultural land and picking area for tourist, greenhouse. I have four analyses about this master plan: transportation analyze, water analyze, vegetation analyze, and the land use, like I just said. For the for the road analysis, I have one main direction is connected to campus, and other roads offer the convenience of reaching desired destination for all types of users. This what I will show the one main direction, which is connected to campus. And the water analysis is I show the from wet season to dry season, the water level and the water shape. And the vegetation analysis show that this area is planted with various kinds of plants and vegetations. In space, it's be well arranged, and in the time the flowering is spent whole year. So I will introduce the eco-healing community. Eco-healing, I will introduce it in 10 contents, and this community is a 105-acre low-density residential community, and it is proposed to provide a sustainable and affordable living environment for local people as well as recreation and commercial facilities. It focuses on human health, transportation, environment, and economy. There are some background information about local architecture, and it's the necklace of the Maasai costumes, and also have some family structures in Kenya. And I learned some design strategies from this sustainable residential district, urban, Mueller community, and harvest home. And I did some research on sustainable energy, such as solar energy and residential green water system and biogas energy. The site of this community is located in the center of the residential district, and it's close to the mountain Susuwa. First, the basic elements of this community design is to enhance the eco-energy house to power the energy consumption for the whole family. The second is promote a strong connection within houses. Third is to increase neighborhood communication by edible yard garden. And the fourth is to motivate residents' activities by maximizing open spaces. It's my concept diagram. And on the center of this community is the community park. And around this community park are children's park and the children's playground and gym. And this is the mixed use. It can, such as some cafeteria, bar, spa, and bookstore, and also some service center. And here is the community hospital clinics is to maintain the healthcare requirements for the residents. And here is the vegetable market, and the greenhouse is to provide the food products for the residents. And on the south of this community is the retention pond with straw park. In community park, people can organize community yard sales in every season, so they can sell the second-hand products and the handmade products. And also they can organize the traditional events during their traditional festivals. And also we can see that in this community park, the form is derived from the necklace in Maasai's costumes. Because the color are very impressive, and also the red color means bravery in Maasai tribe. In Straw Park, the retention pond here not only is part of the process of grey water system, but also it can provide a beautiful scenery for residents. So when they walk in the Straw Park, they can enjoy the beautiful scenery, and also they can relax themselves and enjoy the sunlight. In community garden, the edible yard garden is designed for they can cultivate vegetables together, and also they can have open space for they can organize family parties. And there are also have some sports facilities for the residents can have more activities. In children's playground, I
want to provide more safe and comfortable playground for children to play football, and also some recreation facilities such as the rock climbing for them, so they can have more outdoor activities in their daily life. The residential transportation system will have some link to the city transportation system, and the bus stop distance is about 1/5 mile, so the walking time is 5 minutes. Based on these two types of single-family house, this community can serve for the 972 residents. This is the land use analysis, and this is the vegetation analysis. And this is my perspective, and this is the area view. So I want this community can promote the residents' physical and mental health, and also I want this community can attract more people near or beyond Kenya. Thank you.
Questions, comments?
Let me just quickly comment on go to the master plan.
Master plan. And there are posters in the back side of that wall.
Explain to me how you get into the site and get out. How you get into the community and how do you get out?
Oh, we have this. You mean the entrance?
Your primary entrance
Yeah.
and your exit.
Maybe the transportation analysis, or
you can just do
You can do it here.
this is one of the main entrances, which is like more accessible for the tourism, because here are the traditional area. So we wanted to put near the highway to be close to for the tourism. And there's also another entrance in the middle, which is like the medical district, because we wanted to get to the medical district very like quickly and without having to pass the whole site. And there's also another entrance here, but this is more for the residential area.
But it's on the main spine, right? That's
Yeah,
fine.
this is yeah.
And then
this
it
is
goes
main.
over there and does a 90 degrees turn left, going up.
No.
Continue here. Does when you get here, your road.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes a 90 degrees turn going up.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is your main collector road.
This one?
Yes, yes. And then at the end, it makes a 90 degrees turn
Yeah.
and goes up. Let me just comment something about road networks and all that kind of thing. Because each road type of road has a specific function. Your collector roads are your main collector roads. They have a certain speed. Other roads connecting to it continues going. It does not stop and make a left turn. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have your minor collectors and you have your residential streets and you have hierarchy. And when they do connect, they connect almost always at 90 degrees, not at an angle like this. If you can make it 90 degrees. So you can use what I just said and do an assessment of your road network there. And you'll find that many of them were cutting at different angles. Okay?
About the students.
I'll add some comments.
Sure.
Let's see. It's interesting because, you know, the last group I was saying that I didn't see much Africa, and for this one, especially for that first, the tribal boot camp project, there was a lot of Africa, which made me a little bit uncomfortable because and that's why I asked that question about Like, are people really going to live here, or is it for display? So, this is something with cultural tourism that we have to be really careful about, and that there are some really great examples in the world, and then the Club Med really terrible examples where people, it's their culture is made into a commodity, and it's like a zoo rather than this is how people live, and there's no dignity or respect at all. So, that's something that as you would create and work on this project further, you have to. It's a very fine line, and you have to be really careful with how much is respecting and showing a culture, and how much is like everything's frozen in amber, and we're going to get the little Maasai people and have them take us on the hike.
Yeah, but I think that the tribes that are going to be here, they are going to be here because they want to, and when they know about the benefits that they can obtain about the tourism and about to increase their economy, they are going to see like some positive changes, and they are also going to gain a more. They are going to like strengthen the bond between the other tribes because there are some problems between them. So I think that maybe they don't live in the most normal conditions, but they are going to gain some other benefits about that.
And that's a potential. Doesn't always work, but that would be the hope. I'm curious. Do retention ponds and detention ponds work in this climate, or does the water just dry up really easily? Have you? And also, I was curious also about green roofs, which I don't think you guys talked about, but some other groups have talked about. I mean, even here in Texas, we're struggling with the green roof on this campus. So, is that a solution that works in this landscape? Green roofs and detention and retention ponds.
Well, yeah, for example, in this area, it's going to be a permanent water body, but it's going to collect in the rain seasons the rainwater, but in the dry seasons, it's going to be, like the other team said, water from the aquifer, maybe, and from the lake navigation. So there are those problems of the vapor and to dry, but we can collect water from other sources.
Well, maybe something to think about is having water features that are beautiful whether they're full of water or not, so that you're not dependent on pulling up incredibly valuable water that's going to become more and more scarce as the temperatures in the world rise, so that even when there's no water, because it's all evaporated, it's still something really beautiful and interesting. And there are some wonderful examples of that. Another thing that I would challenge all of the groups to do would be to render your plan not green. Render your plan so that it looks like what the grass landscape looks like for most of the year, which is brown and not green. Because I think it's going to look really different. And this is really good because we see this is all the vegetation. So I'm not criticizing you, and I think your rendering is absolutely beautiful. But just as a mental exercise and sort of a reality check, render it how it's going to look for most of the year as well. I think you guys did a great job of incorporating a lot of different ideas. I really like the form that this taken, that it's a little bit more naturalistic and kind of in keeping with the existing environment. So thank you very much.
Any comments? Thank you so much. We're going to move right to our last team.
Comments. You don't want to say all over.
What I've said before.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are the team Flourish.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. This is our team member. I'm Zhihan Tao. I will introduce the industrial part at the end of the individual work. And this is Heidi. She will introduce the hospitality university. And this is Zhen Yao, she will introduce the residential area. This is Liang Zhao, she will introduce the agriculture. At first of it, we all knew that there are four aspects talking about the whole project there. We are focused on human here, health living for all, but we will also pay attention to the other aspects. For the site analysis, this site is near Nairobi and it's located around the whole site about tourism, like Lake Victoria and the Mountain Susua. And zooming out, we can see that there is a main highway near this site, and there is no other connection between them. So we're make use of this highway to make transportation connection with our site. And about challenges in this site, the first is disease. As I expect that we were focused on human health living, so we found that malaria stands for number one killer in this site, and we will build something strategy about it to prevent the disease and to cure the disease. And second one is poverty. The poverty is very essential in Africa, especially in this part because and because of the poverty, they may not have the good access to the medical care. They may not get good career training. And third is illiteracy. About 40% of adults in Kenya are illiterate, and two-thirds of them are women. So because of illiteracy, we cannot get them to good education, and maybe they are not get good access to the good health care because they don't know how to prevent themselves from diseases. And the next one is drought. The whole area of this area, they only have dry season and wet season, so there will not be as 4 seasons as we are in America. So there will be some very severe drought problem here. So there will be a very big challenge for the agriculture. And the last one is agriculture. Not only the weather, the climate about the area is very essential, but also the soil problem and the way people promote their agriculture here. So they don't know how to promote sustainable agriculture. So maybe they cannot get the good products of agriculture from time to time. So we build some strategy against it. From diseases, we want to cut off the connection, the spread of disease, like prevention, and build medical care because it's a medical city. We will build some medical campus here, and the active living around the residential area. We will build some like transit hubs, like recreational parks, like people can have activities to during their work, and build a database to use Wi-Fi and the internet to connect the database of the here's problems. And poverty, we will build some industrial park. We will product the agricultural production and some medical production and the manufacturing production and the tourism. Because this part is very beautiful because it's near the mountain Suswa, and they also have the rich wildlife resources here. So tourism very attractive to all around the world. And about illiteracy, well, career training and the schools. Schools is for children because children can go to schools to have good education. But for the adults who are illiterate, we may build some career training school against them because they may not have to read. They can have some skills to continue or promote the career so they can get access to the sustainable agriculture and sustainable work like energy production. About drought, we will collect the stormwater, and about in the residential area and the commercial area, we will do some recycling system around it. About poor farming, we will promote some nursery and agricultural district to promote some advanced agricultural way. And the research area is about to build some nursery about the new high-tech, new gene of the vegetations which can build there, which can live there. And in this all strategies, we want to promote a healthy living, fair, educated, water system, and sustainable agriculture into three main aspects: body, mind, spirit, to furnish the human health. About our concept, why we can flourish. The first we come from the water path from this side. It's look at just like roots into the ground. It's just like roots of the tree. So we found that would be good to think about it, the future expansion, just like roots to the tree to the future. And the second, we found out the traditional Maasai tribes in here. So it's the traditional agriculture, architecture way, and it's the traditional way of form the family, form the different aspects of the community here. So we may use that kind of circle and kind of form functions to form our urban forms. And we combine with each other, like traditional tribe and means Maasai cultures and roots, just like the stormwater. Stormwater is just like burgeoning trees. So we combine each other as the connection between the nature and culture, and the connection between the past and the future. So you can see the concept diagram here, and you will see that we will build some circle in the as main districts as the different functions, and use the main road to connect them. In the first one area, very close to the main entrance is a medical campus. We want to promote medical campus in the first area because people come here mainly because they want to get good medical treatment here. And the second one is a residential area because people come here and they may have living and has some activities here. And third area is about tourism and recreational place. And after a buffer of the greenway, just like it is before, there will be industrial area. There will be less pollution and less reflected to the whole area. About retentions in every part. In the first area of the medical campus, there will be hospitals, healing gardens, sanitarium, universities, caregiver houses. I will pay little attention to the caregiver houses because in Africa, there will be bigger families than in America. Maybe they will have a couple of children, maybe they will have brothers, so the family will be bigger. So maybe one of the family members come here to have medical treatment. The other members will come here too. So they may need some places for them to live. So we promote some living area around here, something like apartment. And in the residential area, there are three parts of residential area. It's a high density residential area, mid density residential area, and a low density residential area. In different residential area, we promote different strategies. Like in the high density area, residential area, it is near the tourism part and the education part. There are mainly the stuffs around business. So they will be compact, and people may have some public transportation to their work. So there will be some ways about cycling, for walking there, so they can promote active living strategy during their daily life. And in the mid density area, you can see that it is very close to the mountain. And in this case, they will collect the most stormwater from the mountain because it's near, and stormwater will flow in this way. And Yongzhen will introduce this in her individual work. So it will promote the strategy of the combined with the agriculture and stormwater management in this residential area. And in the low density residential area, this is about the recreational near the recreational area. This is mainly for the people feel like it is beautiful here, and they may have some holidays. Maybe they will live here because this is beautiful, and maybe they will have a lot of the properties here. So there will be a lot of the far from the main part, but it has beautiful view and beautiful landscape here. And in the industrial park, there's two parts of it. The first part is near the medical campus, so it is related to the medical production and research. And the second part is about energy generating. And the tourism part in this part is near the other entrance here, so it is very convenient for the transportation, and it also stands for the buffer from the different districts. So about analysis, as I just told you, that's the different parts of the mixed use and this connect each other, and the transportation system. There will be a main road here, and there will be another road to the Suswan Mountain because there will be proposed projects, metro summer projects. There will be people going there, and there is spiritual tourism, spiritual way to experience the Mountain Suswan. And the green infrastructure, we mainly use the former or original vegetation here, and use the greenways of the main road of the collector, and use the green roofs and the urban green paths to connect with each other. And the phasing plan, because we propose that people will come here because medical treatment. So first we will build the medical campus area to attract people in, and we will build and we will build a residential area here to let people live here.
and second, at the last, we will further explain that into the tourism and the energy production. And about transit hubs, we built different bus stations around each other. The biggest distance from one each other, there will be like 0.5 mile is about 10 minutes walking, and the whole bus route connect each other. About the database, we talked the Wi-Fi producing in every bus station, so people will get easy access to each other. It's a bird's eye view of the whole district. So there'll be individual designs. First, it's Yangzhou.
Hello, everyone. My design is harvesting house, which is experimental agriculture. So here is the site location. The area is about 108 acre, and this one is the direction of main visitor flow. And here are three goals. The first one is health, which we can plant some traditional herbs to cure the common disease, and also we can ensure the food security. The second aspect is education. We will introduce high agricultural techniques to teach local people how to use it, and also we will promote agricultural research here. And for the economy aspect, we will provide job opportunities for local people, and also we will introduce tourism development here, and also increase the agricultural production. Here is the planting scheme. From the results, I found that Kenya is one of the biggest cut flower export countries in the world. So I choose 10 cut flowers, which is the most popular ones, and here is the flower period. And I chose 15 herbs, which have functions to cure common disease like fevers, malaria, cough, and so on. Here is the master plan. As you can see, here is the main entrance, because the main visitor flow is from this way, and the flower field will cause a beautiful scenery which will show to the visitors. And the farmland and the green houses will be more inside, with some factories and also teaching areas. This is vehicle road analysis, main road and secondary road. The main road is about 40.9 meters, as you can see. And secondary road is about 11 meters wide. And pedestrian road, it will have sidewalks and also trails here. And building use, it will have visitor centers, which management buildings, and also exhibition house, restaurant and hotels and resorts is located there, and it is beside to the botanic house and also butterfly gardens. Here is the research and teaching buildings and also office buildings, and with some food packaging and the factories here. Storage warehouse is very close to the farmland and also greenhouses. So the land use. The first part is welcome area. It is close to the main entrance here. It's about 25.9 acres with visitor centers, exhibition house, and perspective of flower field. And entertainment area is about 19.4 acres with restaurant and hotels. It will have open lawn for people to hold their weddings, and also resort here, and botanic gardens, butterfly gardens like this. And teaching area is about 5.4 acres. It will have research teaching buildings, office buildings like this. Food packaging area is about 11.8 acres, which have flower, food, wine, and also herb industry. And also, I design a recreation park here for staff to relax. This is farm area is about 17.2 acres. Will have herb, vegetable, and fruit planting. And greenhouses is about 8.64 acres area. And here is a visitor pavilion for visitors to relax. And in the end, this is the bird eye view. Let's welcome Kate.
Hi everyone, I will introduce the hospitality center here. So what is the hospitality center? The center is a training facility that provides a broad range of trainings for the local people to learn how to give customer service. And in the whole site, we have to welcome the tourists to experience and participate and to experience the nature and culture here. The location map here, we can see the main entrance here. So the tourists will come to my side and to go to the different directions to experience the tourism. And the concept here is agritourism in the and the travel boot camp, city park that have annual migration route and residential area and green space with a little bit trap here. And then the research, we can see the tourists have the 18% of the Kenya's exports, and they came to the top of the tourism attractions is about nature things and lack of the culture exploration. Then the local people here, we can see that Kenyans have 40% of them lost their jobs and they have low education background, and many of them are under 25 years, that a great age for learning. Then we came to the mission statement to resolve such problems. I will create a really attractive tourism destination and solve the problem among local people. Then this is the master plan. We have that with the main road, I separate the hierarchy of the density here and create a green corridor to connect the green spaces and the three ways to connect the human activities. Like this one is the main connection that connect the tourist universities and the spirit of the Mountain Susua. Then this you can see from this bird's eye view that these three connections and the nature and the buildings here, and then the land use of the whole site, the buildings here, and then the road analysis. You can see the main entrance and the second entrance for the center and surrounded road outside the site. And the open space, I merely want to introduce about three roads. The culture center connected with the tribal boot camp, the sports center with the mountain susua, and animal center with the city park. Then the green space analysis about the green space, the green corridors about the nature experience, and the yellow route about the culture experience. And then to the land use about hospitality center. The hospitality center is about 8% of the mainland, and is about training area that other specialty education trainings will around the whole site for the skill training. And then the commercial center about 50% of the whole land and have large shopping malls and retail district. And then the animal center, they have 4% of the animal. They connected to the city park, have big animal watching, animal migration, and animal friendly clinic and salvation. And then this is the hotel part. We all know that Mountain Susua have a lot of geothermal, so the hot spring water that from the underground, they have some medical treatment. And then the culture center that linked to the tribal boot camp. They mainly have music and dancing experience and participate for the tourists, and some artwork workshop, and some you can see the clothes and jewelry exhibition. And then the sports center that connect to the Mountain Susua, and they have some adventure park for the tourists to experience the local people's how they train the animals or hunting, and teach them to the creepy playground for them to experience the traditional sports here. And next we'll
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce you guys about my design. It's about residential community, and here are some of the concepts. Basically, the concept is to provide design links strategic approach for the establishment of a community with the stormwater management, energy efficiency, and community agriculture, and try to reach the balance between these three, and to have a benign self-sufficiency not within the community but also has benign effects to the adjacent districts. Firstly, I'll introduce the major issues of the site. It's water scarcity, energy inefficiency, and food inadequacy. And in the water part, I'll have this kind of devices that I'll explain later on in terms of time, in terms of health, and in terms of life. And in the energy part, we're going to take advantage of the Kenya's rich solar thermal, and then in the food inadequacy part, where I come up with the strategy of forming a community farming to provide self-cycling and self-harvesting agriculture system. The concept and development strategies of the design is to firstly to soak the dry land seasonal flood and to intermittently stop and soothe the velocity of them by using device of check dams and to further deliver them into the neighborhood reservoirs and then piped into the underground cisterns and septic tanks where water can be treated there and be reused for some other on-site reuse like baths and dishwashers and faucets and washing machines or that kind of stuff. And then this gray water can be piped into the bio gardens and to digest and to filter and to purify this gray stuff. And overall, in terms of the water part, is to achieve a community water system. And about the agriculture part, which serves for the whole community vegetation consumption through multiple harvests in three aspects, from community farming and to community garden and flood path garden. And in terms of the energy part, we're going to take advantage of solar energy by rooftop solar panels. This is the master plan. We can see that there are the site has its own hierarchy from in these quick bubbles from medium density, high density to mid density to low density, and this is the farm area. And at the joint points between the under the major roads and flood path, there are underground cisterns there to storage the flood water that flow along the flood path. And there are also some pedestrian-friendly devices like curb extensions and backyard alley parking that will reduce the frontage traffic that to ensure the safety of the people in the community. And this is the flood flow path that includes check dams, waffle gardens, reservoirs, and underground cisterns. And about community agriculture type, we can see in a neighborhood farm there are detention pound, pigsties, and chicken houses. And in a community farming part, it's about 6 acres, and there will be many farmers to just to deal with this part of the site. This is a unit that shows how the medium high density residence unit works. We can see here are community gardens and bioponics, and also some mosquito repellent plantations here, and solar panels on rooftops. And then this is a unit of the medium density residence. The basic difference from the former one is in this area they will have their own space for some pocket gardens where can grow some aesthetically pleasing but water conservated plants like cactaceous plants or something like that. And growers can sell their own products here. And also they have septic tanks to filter and treat the storm water, and to have rooftop green roofs to harvest as much water as they can. And this is the overall bird eye view. We can see the farm here and the flood flow path. That's all. Thank you. And I'll introduce Carl.
Yeah, I introduce the industrial park. Why we should have the industrial park is about economy. Industrial means jobs and production and education, because there will be some career training around the industrial area, and the environment, because industrial doesn't mean we will damage it. We will use some sustainable energy here to produce the energy. And why I choose zero as a concept of the of the plan. I could choose zero because zero to we are with the name of our city is Ubrica one. So zero is the foundation of one from zero to one. So zero is the foundation. So from there we will promote the economy, the jobs, electricity, and investment, and education about schools and career training to further development. And second one is full circle. Zero is a circle. So zero is infinity. About zero, there will be clear energy here. So we will take the advantage of energy here from long time and sustainability about preserve the habitat for animals and preserve vegetation here. And this is the master plan of this whole area. I use in this area there will be some industrial facilities here like geothermal energy and manufacturing and artworks manufacturing, and office buildings around this axis. But around here there will be a clinic because there are workers here, so they may have we won't have an emergency some medical treatment here. There will be some clinics here, and commercial area and here and here for the residential area and for the hotels for the tourism. And the residential area here, they will promote the strategy like Zheng Yao told you that the zero energy network. And first is industrial facility. It's about 85 acres. This whole site is 388 acres, so it's pretty huge, but this is stand about 20%. In this part, there will be some sewage to waste treatment around here. And there will be geothermal facility. They are 3 times bigger than the single one in the other mountain in Kenya. To promote about 450 megawatts per year, and there will be manufacturing industry about like the cell phone and about artworks here. They will promote little production, little pollution, but there will be some economic benefits here. And second one is office building. Office building consists of business office around here because there will be factory, there will be industries, so there must be some offices about the scientific institute and some and a fire station here for the whole city. And about educational area. Education area is pretty small. It's about 30 acres, but it's essential because it stands for the museum. Because geothermal is very important to Kenya because it stands for 26% of the whole energy production in Kenya. And it also stands for long history here. So the museums can exhibit the geothermal production, the history of geothermal use in Kenya. So the other part of Africa can come here, they may learn the way to use the geothermal energy. And there will be some schools for children here. There are residential area for the staff. Maybe something maybe they are illiterate, but they have children, and children can get good education here. And some college about the energy because people can get to practice about energy here. And there will be career training around here. There will be they get trained and they can get to the work in the manufacturing factory. And residential areas. Residential areas, they will have green roofs, energy related. They will promote active living. There will be great big area, great green space here for people to have some activities here. And commercial areas is mainly for the hotels or for the tourism because people come here to have activities and they may have or come here for some rest and some market street for the local residential and recreational service for the workers. Because the workers have the heavy physical access every day, so they may have some recreational activities. The whole green infrastructure is very essential. It stands for the biggest area of here. It's about 35% of the whole area, and it is. I planned this mainly for the original greenway to sustain it as a habitat for the animals, and the animal habitats are sustained, and they can also do some movement here, and they also lead some into the north, and you bring different buffers from the heavy industrial and the light industrial, and there will be some good views, good landscape here for people to have tourism and for people to have activities here. Then the transportation plan, there will be 2 main axes here. The straight axis here, they will be connected with the highway and the mountain because there are proposed geothermal project in the mountain Suswa. So there may be workers, there will be businessmen who want to come here. So there will be many access to there. And the other one is connected to the main road. The main road of the city. So the people come here around the museum, hotel, and market street. People will have quick access of the whole area. And there will be a future of this because there will be a greenway from this. For this side, there will be some future about the annual habitat and vegetation. From this side, there will be a more residential area. There will be more about the engineering. About this side, there will be some production. So there will be some more business. So, thank you.
First of all, that was a great presentation.
Thank you.
Awesome. I have a question. Actually, two questions. One, what did you anticipate the population of this city would be when you designed it?
It's
That's the
about
first question. So,
yeah, it's about 50,000 people in the whole city.
okay, did you consider, for example, if this concept and this city grows, probably we may have population pressure, right? Yeah. So you may design it with a 50,000 as the initial concept, but then it grows. So do you have a plan of how you expand the city with the population expand? So that's the first question. The second one goes to Chicago about agriculture. And this community where this city is primarily pastoralist, right? They don't do floriculture or horticulture. But I understand it's a new concept and we want to teach them about horticulture and floriculture. But did you consider the challenges you face with this community, considering the fact that they are historically pastoralists?
Yeah.
And how you would, for example, teach them and get them to live what they have historically done and adopt them.
Yeah, for the first question, we can see from the master plan. Maybe I just maybe I choose this one. There will be very compact for the caregivers here. So and there will be high density residentials. So the main population will live here around this district and this district, and lower people will live here and here. But in the caregiver district and the resorts, there will be some people who will contemporarily live here. So our capacity of the people maybe the 50,000 people, but there will may not be some people live here for forever because they will come here and go away because they come for tourism, they come for the medical care.
Okay, I will explain the second question. For the experimental agriculture, which means that we will introduce some new and high techniques of agriculture to teach local people. And from the results, I found that Kenya has a lot of farmers here. The agriculture is their first economic income, and they have very poor techniques, so we can introduce the high tech. And also they have very poor food processing and packaging factories. So I had factories for examples to teach people how to do food packaging and processing. I think this is my answer.
About the issue about expansion for the future, how did you consider the ability to accommodate future expansion beyond the property? That was one of your questions, right?
Yeah, about expansion. As you can see, we first built the planned the medical campus to attract people here. So there will be some people living here to construct a whole community. There will be more jobs opportunities about of the university and of the medical campus. They were expanding this way, And because of the more people, there will be more business, like retail, like commercial areas about it, and it's well connected with the tourism part, like here. So the overall strategy of the expansion or towards the north side, because because there is a north side, there will be a highway, so there will be some very convenient the transportation for the highway. So the main expansion for towards this side and in the center, from the center of the residential area.
So first, great job again. I thought there are a couple of really nice things in there. The first one was when you set up the problem statement in the beginning, that graph that you, or the chart that you had of the problems and the solutions. I thought that was really nice. I thought you could have, you ended up with the three main pieces to help out with. I thought you could have maybe worked that into some of your solutions a little better, but I think that was a really great way to set up the problem. That's really nice, yeah. One other thing that I saw that I liked that you could have probably worked on also is you green the green paths through and you sort of pull things apart. Like the gentleman was saying before, this area is primarily pastoral, and the Maasai traditionally move around. And one of the issues they're dealing with modernity now is that the actual agriculture is stopping them from moving around, right? There's now farmland and fences, so they can't move around the way they traditionally have, so their lifestyle is changing. So I actually applaud you for bringing area through the development, so you kind of, it's a nod to that ability to move around. I think that was nicely done.
Thank you.
I think I really like, I totally agree with you as well. And I also like the path you keep for the animal migration, through the side. I think that's nicely done. And then one thing I need to mention is that because we are not familiar with the east side, we don't have the sense of scale there. It would be good when you talk about medium, density or high density. It would be good to have Texas A&M make campus, to get a sign of it. And when I see the 0.5 mile the circle, the radius circle, and I kind of like, I maybe the density is still a little bit, low than expected. The block you have may be too large. Think about that, because we are sorry about that. Think about that. Think about that. How big the population can be there, can be accommodate over there, and then how big that the building scale would be over there.
Yeah, as we plan, we plan that as a overall rural place, so the density of here is rather large. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your work and presentation. It's a lot of thought in it. I have a couple of questions. The airplane symbol is tourism.
Yeah.
Do you have an airplane landing? Is there a landing?
No, it just means that the people outside this site will come here.
Okay, but the site is 40 miles from Nairobi, correct?
40 miles.
So would you consider having a landing strip for airplanes? There's going to be a lot of delivery of supplies and hopefully for helicopters too, but it's easier to land a helicopter than to land an airplane. But unless you have a landing strip, and then the question is which way the winds are going in relation to the approach to the landing strip. So I'd urge that you think about that.
I like the presentation. I agree with most of the comments that you made. I think that's wonderful. Do you have a map or something that synthesizes the sites, opportunities, and constraints? You have something there that synthesizes the access of the site.
Access. Okay.
Or opportunities and constraints of the site. You have the hydrology, soils, and It's just something that pulls them together. Not the master plan. That is one. Something that pulls your analysis together. I mean, this is for the whole, all of it. I'm not saying all your whatever. But, something that pulls together your analysis.
Bubble, like the land use, site analysis.
Yes, your site analysis. You almost all should get it to the map that pulls all of them together, and then talks about the strengths and weaknesses of society with respect to different uses. You don't have it there. Because in reality, your concept, when you mash that your concept, what arises is your master plan. So let me go back to there was a concept very good, yeah, very good. And I'm looking at this concept, I think this is wonderful. So I'm trying to see how this is expressed on the site. Walk me through it. Go to your master plan and show me how you're able to translate this into your master plan.
We can see here are the floodplain route, and in my individual design, my part is at here, and I'm taking advantage of these flood routes and using this flood water to storage and filter them for on-site reuse. And I think other of my group members, they all have some of the devices or mechanisms that taking advantage of this floodplain route and to harvest this water.
I saw it in yours, but I not see it in the main master plan. Go back to the main master plan. Yeah, okay, use this one to explain it to me.
This one?
Yes, yeah.
Do you mean we have to merge things together to just let this part flow through and to expand filter towards that side?
I'm just trying to see how your concept that you showed was expressed.
Yeah, my part is here, and we also originally we have some of the analytic graphics of the group level that we save the green corridors, and that's linked with this flood flow path, and we have grazing field there, but also it's a corridor, and so in that part we incorporate this flood path and stuff like that. They're interconnected, and we did use our concepts in our.
In fact, if you had done that sentence that I mentioned, it would have been more obvious. You might be able to see the connection between that and what you have here.
Okay. So it might be just a little bit jump from our concept to this one.
Make sure that you include that info in the ebook because you guys went through a lot of those discussions in your earlier.
And I can feel that they did. I can see some of it here, but it just know it's a tool that will help you a lot.
All right. Yep. And aside from complimenting you on the plan and the renderings were just beautiful. My main concern is the one main road. Now, 50,000 people, that's a lot of people. And I can imagine if this is a really great community, there are going to be people who are this has the potential to become what's called a bedroom community. So people work in Nairobi and then they commute and they want to live here. And this is where they sleep and then they go off to work, or vice versa. Maybe they live somewhere else and they come here to work in the bio industry. So that's a lot of traffic in one road, and ambulances and tractors from the fields and all of that is going on that one road. So I know you have other smaller roads, but you may, as some of the other groups did, want to have maybe one other.
There is the major connection, and
and then there's
and it's basically a loop that incorporate the whole site, and there are other subdivisional bus roads or other access that they can access to the main road and the bus stops and transportation hubs, and I think we'll for in the future to
just a transportation analysis.
The transportation in our side, there are 50,000 people. We think that they are residential communities because they work here and they can have jobs here. But on your consideration, there are people working in Nairobi. They are still there. So maybe in the next phase, there will be another residential area near the highway. So there will be another way connecting to the highway.
Yes. So one thing I would like to comment on the way you articulated facilities available. So one thing about this location is that it's simply on your way to Masai Mara, and then going up all the way to the lake. lot of tourists from like the city that probably travel onwards. So that good job on that. The other part is probably a question: is there an administrative location where the administrators of the city will be located?
Who's governing this place?
Okay, so yeah. There's this site, and there's a highway, and there'll be Mount Suswa.
No, but I think you're asking like, where's the government?
Right? There's a government.
But where on the site? Like this is a city, right? So where are the people who are running the city?
Not that.
And is there like a police department and a fire department? Where's City Hall?
Where's Max office?
I planned the government here in the industrial park. So it's connected to the production here, and it's easy we come here. So there will be some business and political things to discuss. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? All right. Thank you so much. So we're gonna have to take a 10-minute break, and for those of us who are involved in the review, we're gonna be picking the awards for the best team and best individual design, and then we're gonna be tallying the votes for the posters to pick who the poster winner will be. In the meantime, I hope you guys stay a little bit longer, and we'd like to take a photo to have a good memory of our final wrap up. And so maybe somebody will be facilitating. Maybe find a good place, and we'll have a photo shoot. And then we come back here for the award ceremony, and then a quick wrap up discussion. There'll be another maybe 15 minutes or so. So if you have to leave, still please join us for the photo shoot. And then for those who can stay a little longer, we would like to have you stay for the award ceremony as well as the wrap up discussion. So we'll get back here in 10 minutes. Okay.
This webinar is over. Thank you so much for attending. We have just finished. I know that it's just me, an MG. Okay, we're gonna stop the webinar now. Thank you.